So I heard traditional wives have the game messed up. That man.
Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about the harsh truth about traditional marriages. So I'll put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back to share my true sense.
So I heard traditional wives have the game messed up. That man divorces you and then you have nothing? As Nina, the money mentor, let me tell you what they were supposed to do. First of all, prenup. No matter what your financial status is or his financial status prior to getting married, you should get a prenup because things can change over 20, 30 years, obviously. Look at how technology has changed from when I was a kid, I'm 31, to now. Things change pretty fast. Number two, if you're a traditional wife, does he give you any money? Like, are you just broke because are you just broke the whole time and your husband's rich? I know he's giving you money. Where are you putting it? Are you just blowing all of it? Have a plan. Save it. Spend some of it. For real, spend some of it. But save a lot of it. And third, make sure your credit is good. You still need to have good credit because what if you get a divorce and you need to get your own place? A lot of people don't like co-signing for other people. Get a prenup, keep his money, and get your credit up, sweetie.
If your husband leaves you, you're going to be poor. You'll live in your car and you'll have no money for anything. You're being sold a lie right now all over the internet with these traditional housewife bullshit things. Yes, it's fun to have a man pay for your entire life, but in exchange, you have to wash his dirty socks, make sourdough bread from scratch, and run after his crying children. And you might be saying, well, I really want to do that. I would love a man to do that. I like the traditional gender roles. Do you not realize what happens if you don't have a career and you don't have a bank account once that man leaves? You are going to be 40 years old with no job, no money, and no skills. And then you have to rely on this man who currently wants to leave you, divorce you, and take everything to feed you, to give you some money, some alimony, some child support. He won't. You'll fight for it until the end of your days in court. What's the solution then? Obviously, start your own little business on the side that makes money, or make him pay you and compensate you for all this unpaid labor you're currently doing. Remind him how much it would cost if he had to pay for a therapist, mother, maid, nymph, then a virgin, housekeeper, house cleaner, house cook, and butler. Think about it, girls. Don't be dumb.
Human nature takes over, and it doesn't matter how much you absolutely feel like you're in love and this is going to work forever. Human nature is a thing, and humans grow, evolve, and change, and that is the only certain thing that we know. I am right now a single mother to 4 kids. I'm 41 years old, and I was married for 10 years and realized that traditional gender life is miserable and lonely and sad. And I was convinced that if I just found the right words to explain to my husband, the man who watched me birth 4 of his children unmedicated, saw me struggle through the adapting and changing of becoming a mother, I was so positive that if I just found the right words, the right combination, the right moment to say this perfect combination of words, he would finally get it. He would wake up and he would see, oh, I didn't realize that this is what I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All the previous conversations that we've had, the 10 years you've been explaining these things to me and how they've only gotten worse. I've never really improved any of these things you've been asking me to do. Babe, I'm never again. From today on, I'm your husband. I'm your faithful husband like I promised you that day. But that's not reality. He does know. He does know. He's an adult. If he is an adult functioning in this world, he's got jobs, he's got other relationships that he's able to maintain. He can go to the grocery store and come home without, dying or getting arrested. He's a fully functioning adult that absolutely understands the pain he's causing, but he also understands that you are beholden to those marriage vows, not him. He knows that you hold to those marriage vows tightly, that you are bound by them, but clearly he's not. So if you're staying in a marriage because it's been any length of time, number one, that's the sunk cost fallacy. You're just staying because there's been a long time, but it's never going to change. And he is never going to wake up because he already is awake and he is manipulating the situation for his benefit, and he will continue to do so as long as you allow.
If you're from the UK or you're from the US and you get traditionally married, that government does not see that as a legal marriage. So if anything happens, you don't get anything. You don't have any legal rights as the wife, because in the law, you're not the wife. A lot of the mandems are using this to finesse, you know? They're using trad marriage to finesse the girls. I remember I have one auntie and the guy married a whole other woman and he was married to her for 6 years, traditionally married. Oh, because you thought that you had a crowd. You went to invite 1,000 people. After the big show and tell, if anything happens, you're not living with cover. You're not living with shinshin. You are leaving that thing as you came. Traditional marriage is a marriage that's signed with jollof rice and red stew. It's a scam.
I think people aren't gonna like when I say this, but I think women woke up, and I think that's what happened. No, I do. I think what happened is that women woke up. I think that before it was just enough to have a male body in your house, and I think women are like, that's not good enough anymore. If you're gonna be in this house, you're gonna have to do stuff to stay in this house. I think women have requirements now that they didn't have before.
So when you say women woke up, women who weren't awake and were sleeping, what were they doing in relationships?
They were gaslighting themselves. They were telling themselves a story that just having a male around was a big deal. I think that had a lot to do with it. I think that post 2000s, women were just like, we're going to stop lying to ourselves. We're going to snap ourselves out of this denial and ask for our needs to be met and state what our requirements are. And I think that's what happened.
Well, what needs weren't being met before?
Like, for example, we spoke in our last pod about how women have been working out of the household for a long time. So women were still playing good wife in the home while taking on the male role as well and being a provider and working outside of the house. Women got to a point where they recognized, like, wait, I'm doing more than you now. We're not even partners. We're not even equals anymore. I was telling myself we're equals, but I'm doing way more than you. I'm working outside of the house. I'm taking care of you inside the house. I'm taking care of the kids inside the house. You are not being a good emotional support system for me. Like, this isn't a good deal here. So I think women woke up where it was just like, listen, I still want a relationship with you, but you're going to have to do more. Like,
That's the video, guys. I'm just here also to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video, the harsh truth about traditional marriages. Traditional marriages has been glorified by so many people, okay, and has been seen as the ultimate goal, especially for women. It's romanticized in movies, praised in religious institutions, and even used as a maker of success by society. But let's take a deep breath and be honest to ourselves. Marriage is not what it used to be, and for many, it never really was a dream we were sold. In this video, I'm going to explain to you the harsh truth about traditional marriages, not the fairy tale, not the filtered Instagram post, but the reality that a lot of people are silently struggling with in marriages. First, traditional marriages often comes with a heavy dose of gender roles. And though some people genuinely prefer those roles, and that's okay, the problem starts when those roles are expected, not chosen. In many traditional marriages, women are still expected to be the primary caregivers, the homemakers, the emotional support system. Meanwhile, men are told they must be providers, leaders, protectors, whether they like it or not. These rigid rules might have made sense in the 1950s, but today they are suffocating for a lot of people where in the world where women are CEOs and men stay at home dads. But traditional marriage doesn't always make the room for that shift. Another truth, traditional marriages has historically benefits men more than women. Let's just call it what it is. Women were expected to marry for stability, protection, and societal approval. Meanwhile, men gained a caretaker, a cook, a sexual partner, and often someone to raise their children full time. And even today, in many traditional setups, women carry the emotional and mental load of the household while also contributing financially. That's not equality, that's just upgraded traditional. Okay, now let's talk about emotional dissatisfaction. A lot of traditional marriages suffer from a lack of emotional intimacy. Why? Okay, because Many men were not raised to express vulnerability. They were told to man up instead of open up. So their wives end up emotional starving while trying to connect with someone who's been told that feelings are a weakness. And on the flip side, guys, women are often taught to accept crumbs of love and call it a feast. They are taught to stay strong for the kids, to pray about it, and to endure. No matter how emotional dead the relationship becomes, you just have to be strong. Let's also be honest about the infidelity issue. Many traditional marriages swept cheating under the rug. The husband cheats, the wife forgives. She thought men will be men, and at least he comes home at night. Seriously, this narrative keeps women trapped in unhealthy, disrespectful relationship because they have been conditioned to believe their worth lies in keeping the marriage together at all costs. And when a woman cheats, or suddenly it's a catastrophe. Double standards are alive, and when in traditional marriages culture. Another harsh truth is financial dependency. Traditional marriages often encourages women to rely financially on their husbands. And while some women choose this path and make it work beautifully, many find themselves stuck in toxic or abusive marriages because they are simply can't afford to leave. It's not love that's keeping them, it's lack of options. And that's not a romantic story, that's tragedy, let me tell you. Let's not forget the pressure to marry in the first place. A lot of people rush into traditional marriages because they feel like it's a right thing to do or because everyone around them is doing it. But rushing into a lifetime commitment because of societal pressure is like signing a contract you did not read. And when things goes wrong, people feel ashamed to leave because they are afraid of being judged by others. So they stay, they endure, they perform. There is also the issue of personal growth. Traditional marriages doesn't always leave room for individuals to grow and to evolve. You're expected to remain the person you were when you said I do, even if life transforms you. And if one partner grows and the other stays in the same place, resentment builds in the relationship. Instead of growing together, many couples grow apart. And yet, instead of seeking new understanding or therapy, they stay quiet, going through the motions for many years or even decades. Let's also bring kids into the conversation. Traditional marriages often place children at the center. And while that's beautiful, it's also dangerous when the couple neglects each other. Some parents only interact as a mom and dad, not as a husband and wife. They lose the spark, the intimacy, the friendship, and once the kids leave the house, they left with a stranger. It's a silent epidemic that no one talks about. And when traditional marriages does end, the shame is heavy. Society still treat divorce like failure, especially for women. She often seen as a damaged good or unable to keep a man. The truth is, leaving a marriage that no longer serves you, your soul, is not failure. It's bravery. But our culture still rewards endurance over authenticity, suffering over self-love. So what's the takeaway here? Traditional marriage is not inherently bad for some. It's exactly what they want. That's beautiful. But we have to stop pretending it's the only path to happiness. We have to start being honest about the sacrifices, the inequalities, and the outdated expectations baked into it. And most importantly, we need to normalize choosing a relationship that fits you, not one that fits a mod. Love doesn't have to come with a script. You don't need white dress in the ring to prove you are committed. You don't need to be kept to feel valued. You deserve a relationship where both people are free, seen, respected, and growing together. Okay, so if this video resonates with you, let me know in the comment section. And if you are in a traditional marriage and making it work your way, I love to hear how you're doing it. Let's open the conversation and remove the shame because love should liberate you, not imprisonment. Okay, so a lot of women about traditional marriages because we've seen a lot of trade wives now that are coming open. Now the marriage just ended. I don't have the money to rent an apartment. I don't have money to buy food for my kids. And the husband does refuse to give this woman money. Okay. So it's very bad. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next episodes. Bye.